Today's adventure takes place off of US Highway 76 in Blue Ridge, Georgia, where we're going to go on an expedition of a museum of unbelievable measures. Hello my friends, Mr. Nomad Ben here. I am super excited to be here. I've been waiting for a long time to come to this particular place. A lot of my favorite vloggers such as Carpetbagger, Tampa J, Chris the Girl, and my friend Paul's Adventures have been here to Expedition Bigfoot Museum here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I am really excited to be here. So this is a museum that's based on the belief of Bigfoot, where they have evidence where they think they have found the big Sasquatch himself, either within the United States or here in the Chattahoochee Forest. So why don't we go and experience this museum, and then we go ahead and make our way to downtown Ellijay for a great lunch. So I'm inviting you guys to come and join me. And here we go.
It's all about where you've been, Nomad Ben. Tell us all about the finer points of living and traveling. Food, beer, history, nature quest. Every corner of us all to the great Midwest. Tell us all about where you've been, Nomad Ben.
And here we are, my friends. Expedition Bigfoot, the Sasquatch Museum, being greeted at the entrance right here with some copyrighted music. I think I saw my friend Paul's Adventures version of this, and they had Indiana Jones music playing there last time, so I don't know what's playing in there right now, but their hours are from 10 to 5 daily. Last group comes in at 4:30. No animals allowed, but it is air conditioned. We'll just get a better look at those wood carvings in a second. In the Cohota Wilderness, welcome the travelers. The Chattahoochee Forest area, and kind of the maps of all the national forests within this area of Blue Ridge and Ellijay. But I bet you this is where a lot of people have believed where they found this behemoth of a person. And there he is, the most mythical, but yet the most cited creature of all time, Bigfoot, also known as the Sasquatch. Designed by artist Jesse Duke of Carrollton, Georgia. Wow. And when you are exploring, just look out for those mountain lions that you could run into possibly as you hike the forests. And welcome to Expedition Bigfoot. And if you're looking for some good hiking trails near the Expedition Bigfoot or possible Bigfoot sightings, you could find yourselves all throughout here if you want to. Without further ado, welcome to Expedition Bigfoot. Let's go on in and get access to the museum as low as $8 to get in, so not bad to enjoy a little Bigfoot history. All right, let's get going.
All right, I'll just borrow that ticket from you, sir.
All right, awesome, thank you.
You are very welcome. There you go. That's yours to keep as a souvenir.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll give you a short introduction to kind of help guide you through the museum.
Okay.
And then after that is all self-paced.
All right, awesome.
So these faces here, those are a lot of your scientists and researchers in this field. A lot of folks who influenced our owner when he was young to get into Bigfoot research. And when they found out what he was doing with this museum, they actually donated a lot of the artifacts you'll get to see in the display. So I think that's super cool.
I'm pretty excited.
We'll start you out on that white line. We got a short welcome video. Over here where it says more exhibits is our conference room, but we have our DNA lab in the back and 9 overflow exhibits.
Wow.
We've outgrown the museum and had to expand in there.
Wow,
Our
okay.
main museum is all in this direction. One of our claims to fame is we are the largest Bigfoot museum by square footage alone. Another one is our cast collection. It's the largest that's open to the public in the U.S. I like it because there's more than just footprints to look at. There's Muslims, everything.
Oh, wow.
When you find the headphone stations, just make sure you put those on because you'll get to hear their language and a bunch of other vocalizations from around the world.
Wow.
The other thing is people don't realize this is actually a global phenomenon.
Oh, wow.
We have our theater around the corner there where the lanterns are, looping every 20 minutes for you.
All right,
Got
awesome.
any other questions? Feel free to ask.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right, thank you. Kind of starting out here around the state of Kentucky. All that good stuff right there. them the dates throughout Georgia where they have found Bigfoot. Scientists and researchers. For a second, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was Harrison Ford.
Your journey begins in
Little welcome video. All right, enjoy our journey. Let's do this. And there, the abominable snowman, also known as the Yeti. The footprint, from what they have seen. So he's found the footprint of the Yeti right here, and believed what the head of a Yeti looks like here. Of course, there's a normal look of Bigfoot. And the mask was created by makeup artists. All taken on these cameras. Right up to the Yeti. The house and post of Bigfoot, where they believe they have found a foot of Bigfoot. They found the Yeti sculpt of Nepal, and I guess that's the temperature of what it would be. Film and video footage, what they believe they have found Bigfoot. There in the top corner, right there, if you saw it, right in that corner. That's where they believe that's Bigfoot, right there. It's going to do it again. It's going back up. And what does Bigfoot eat? Are they omnivores, carnivores, or opportunists? Leftover potato peelings from campfire, crayfish. Very similar taste buds to me, except I won't eat dogs. But nothing like some good chicken, deer, and crayfish. So if I'm panning over anything, feel free to pause if you want to read. Getting a close-up look here. So here is like the green and yellow and pink pegs indicating general areas where people have believed to found Bigfoot or found certain kind of evidence of Bigfoot. Oh, through the state of Florida. We got enough yellows and green throughout the states. So green means first-hand visual sighting of the animal was clearly disguisable from a bear, human, and deer. Yellow meaning it's not clearly seen, but such as glimpse of moving past a window, moving through heavy brush, or anything else like that. No pink, but tons of... Oh, never mind, there is a pink one right there. And pink indicates the frequently areas where Bigfoot was repeatedly seen in the same property. So it looks like one sighting of Bigfoot has happened in Florida. And throughout Georgia, we got some pink throughout the Marietta in Rome and Somerville area. And we are out in the Ellijay area, which is more east to the Dahlonega and Cleveland. We're right here, right now at the museum. And all we got is greens and yellows, but more pinks. Close enough where I live, actually. Not far. I mean, people have possibly seen it right outside Dalton, where I live. But in Somerville and all that, there seems like more sightings of Bigfoot right here. Some more footprints and handprints they believe they have found. There's that gentleman with his Bigfoot foot. We got Native American tribes that performed rituals in a handmade Sasquatch costume for over hundreds of years, traditionally from a bearskin and painted ceremonial masks to each tribe that had their own name for the creature. A little information about the Bigfoots and their art rendition of it right here. Throughout masks, totem pole, and some cave paintings as well. This one right here, Hairy Man and Family. And pause if you want to read. Like I said, if there's anything that catches your eye, please do so. More foot. We got Native American tribes attacking Bigfoot right there. This is really cool. We'll make our way in here. One of the many renditions of the species of Bigfoot looking right at me. So good to meet Bigfoot. The mounting evidence for giants in our ancient past is growing. Every year, huge footprints cease in what is new rock and has been found in South Africa, India, the middle of East and now U.S. This humanoid footprint was found in South Texas in 1995. And look at this. It says, throughout, some would say it was laid down 4,500 years ago, just prior to Noah's flood. Like I said, toward the end of the vlog, I will share what I truly believe about these creatures. You might be shocked what I'm about to say. Skeletons found in Madison, Wisconsin. I guess Theodore Roosevelt had something to do with trying to find Bigfoot as well. Pause if you want to read about his story. There's some, and got some paintings and drawings of depictions of Bigfoot, what people believe they have saw. There's even a buttocks imprint. So this is the butt of Bigfoot right here. Very interesting. You know, this man is sharing his experience of seeing Bigfoot.
The teeth were big teeth, flat teeth like our teeth. So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it, and it's really PO'd at me. And it lets out a roar like a lion. Well, about 100 yards to the northeast, there's this really loud whistle comes back. You know, a signal to the ground. Well, this creature looks over that way and whistles back in the same tone whistle, and then turns and looks at me. Well, I'm kind of like, hey, you know, what's going on here? You know, something's up. I'm in trouble, big trouble. But my recommendation,
looks like Bigfoot is actually pretty friendly with fellow campers, as they are depicted as.
Don't make eye contact.
And we got ourselves a baby Bigfoot right here.
Do not engage
And here is a vehicle that they like to use to go find Bigfoot. The Bigfoot Research and Tech Vehicle. A recently retired Brat Bigfoot Research and Tech Vehicle was used extensively in Central and North Florida investigations. Alright, cool. We're to hide from Bigfoot here. And we got their equipment that they used to go and find Bigfoot. And there's a Bigfoot cam. We got it. Oh, that's Bigfoot. No, that's a bear. But yeah, as of June 14th, 2017, kind of like a live feed of where we're trying to find Bigfoot in the forest. There's a list of trails from here. The Florida Everglades, 746 miles. Bluff Creek, California, 2691 miles. Elk Creek, Georgia, 164. Just whatever direction you want to take and finding those trails where you could possibly find Bigfoot. The Voices of the Wilderness. So I'm not going to be able to play it through the phone, but I want to go listen to it for myself, and I'll kind of tell you guys what I think. Just more evidence and what believes to be of Bigfoot recordings. The Sierra Castron Moorhead Bigfoot foot right here. There's him plastering to find the exact print of this foot. The Sierra Sounds recordings that were made at a remote hunting camp in Sierra Mountains of California. The voices were captured in the fall of 1974. And more talks of the Yeti. They fled the campsite inadequately, dressed in some Bigfoot. And here's a footprint that they believe they have found. There's a footprint there. Try to hide from Big Yeti. Alright, before we move on, let's go ahead and put on these headphones. Okay, just got off with the headphones. I listened to the two versions of it just now, and again, this is going to go toward the end of the blog of what I believe about this stuff, and I'm going to tell you that the evidence is very convincing so far. A 1970s Sasquatch story in Georgia. If you read it, pause if you want to read. Your Sasquatch weight estimator basically talks about the weight of every Sasquatch that's been documented and encountered. These guys get really, really big and heavy. A 16-foot one is about 6,500 pounds. The smallest one, about 350 pounds. Wow. There's one more thing in this part of the museum I'm going to get to at the very end, because there was more sounds and more like of a model of a man being attacked by the Sasquatch. But I'm going to make my way over this side of the museum in a second. But I want to go ahead and watch the movie while I'm here. Here in the theater room. Look, little logs to sit on. If you guys can see it through here. Nice little setup.
Creek. 5 men encountered man-beast which raided farms and was tracked to a cave. February 1959, Covington. Motorists saw a large, hairy, two-legged creature on a bridge. In the 1960s, there were many sightings around the Kentucky Lake area. In one instance, a family reported to a local newspaper that they were fishing and saw a creature that walked like a man and drank from the lake using his hands. June 1962, Trimble County. 2 men saw a black, hairy 6-foot creature attacking their dogs. Other activity was reported in the area. July 1962, Mount Vernon. 4 young people encountered a Sasquatch while in their parked car. The creature growled ferociously, scaring them into hysterics. June 1968, Murray. Doctor reports seeing a Sasquatch on the road.
I came across this gem inside the theater in the Bigfoot Museum. It says, it's a Bible verse. It's the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings to search out a matter, of Proverbs 27 verses 2. Again, my thoughts about this in these Bigfoots. Alright, that was actually a pretty cool experience in there. I guess there's more than just one feature in there, so I saw a couple of features in there. It was really cool. Alright, let's go over this way into the more exhibits in there. There's an Appalachian Trail, kind of pointing things out. Perhaps more Bigfoot sightings. I believe somewhere right here, people have believed they have found some Bigfoots. Got another Bigfoot foot here. A father and son duo right there. Doyle Holmes and his son Nathan discovered a line in the tracks of November 2004. A little mural of Bigfoot. Backwoods Adventure of Bigfoot. Got some more video footage this direction.
I know it sounds very far-fetched to see one like one of the sighting reports we've heard where a
Tranquilizer gun.
at his campfire.
Look right here, if you guys could see it. That's pretty convincing. And Florida has their own version of the skunk ape, actually. So another type of Bigfoot. So we got normal Sasquatch, we got Yetis, and we got skunk apes. Looks like those Bigfoots are really enjoying that video over there.
That's our communication. This is something I look toward. I think
Information of the Florida skunk ape right here. Pause if you want to read.
Somebody else who has the right approach, then good luck.
And the honor and the horror of the Dahlonega, Georgia. We got Bigfoot. Located 5.4 miles in the Chattahoochee Forest. The Cobra helicopter crash site, a Blue Ridge Wildlife Refuge. And the great battle between Sasquatch and bear.
Of course, you know, no springs eternal. I hope we left the Royal Air Force and worked in
And the Bigfoot sign.
While I was there, I became interested in hunting, big game hunting, tiger, leopard, buffalo.
And the tree twist. This break was discovered on a Bigfoot habitation property located in North Georgia mountains. And this really, really big, mushy looking stick. Actually, Bigfoot poop, as they think it is. This 36-inch specimen was collected by researchers Dr. Matthew Johnson and his South Oregon team. So that's one big dookie. And this section over here is the DNA lab portion of beliefs of finding Bigfoot throughout the country and the world. A little glimpse of what DNA is all about. Science 101 to know about DNA.
That this is not something we can drive out into the forest and see.
The
This is not
tools that
something
they
we can
need.
say, well, today's the day we're going to find one, and go out and find it. We're dealing with something that is shy, doesn't want to get found.
It looks like people are actually working on unbrushing one of the newest foots right now. Can't really see.
Celia and Peter
You guys can see it through here. Get a closer look of the foot. Finding out that this is a working laboratory, so people actually do take time out of their day to come here to work on some projects. Okay, someone believes they found another footprint of Bigfoot this way. And the missing 411. Talk about deer hair compared to Sasquatch hair and raccoon hair.
And of course, the ultimate excitement would be to see one.
Why are you so hard to find?
It'd be like meeting a man, stepping up.
This one's pretty crazy here. Hair, DNA, and blood samples only allowed in this refrigerator.
I don't know if I'm looking for a man or an ape. A creature somehow left behind.
And we're kind of wrapping things up here as we are going on by, because the ending in the gift shop is this way, but here's like the last thing I want to show off here. I'll be listening to that in a second. But it looks like we've got some men that have personally encountered Bigfoot. So we got the arm sticking out there, and it looks like they're trying to hold it back as they're trying to lock the door. Oh, look right here. You got some really red and beady eyes looking at the window. So you got a really PO'd Bigfoot here. It looks like there've been more than one of them. You got one over here and one trying to get inside. And that guy right there looks like he's ready to attack any moment. But the name of these gentlemen right here, Fred Beck is shown with an actual Winchester rifle as he uses to encounter Bigfoot. The men had seen an unusual large footprint in the area, and Beck with another man had shot. Beck saw one of the creatures about 80 yards near the edge of what is now known as Ape Canyon. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and listen to the sounds of this, but man, I would not want to be messing with these guys at all. That was a pretty crazy story about them encountering this beast. So, just guys just trying to go out and mine for gold out in the Mount St. Helens area, and then they found something a lot more crazier than gold, and a lot more richer than gold. The legend and the myth of the finding of Bigfoot. Well, that was a really cool encountered story in there. I want to go ahead and sign my ledger. Mr. Nomad Ben has been here on Wednesday, the 24th of May. And one last thing before we go is to hear the sounds of Bigfoot. I want to try to attempt to put the headphones on the phone. Okay, so I've heard many sounds of Bigfoot throughout this museum. But these kind of here is kind of like a mixture of like monkeys and wolves and a little bit of everything on that. So these are just very weird creatures of some sorts here. So they communicate in their own language and how their own dialects are. So they might have grunts, they might have howls, they have screams. They got a little bit of everything when it comes to these creatures. The howls of Bigfoots, skunk apes, and yetis. I'm gonna kind of wrap things up just to see of more pictures and evidence. Another foot of the three-toed cast replica foot found in Arkansas in the 70s. And just making our way towards the end of the museum here. Nice little setup. I'm definitely going to be getting a little bit of a souvenir while I'm here. I've been looking forward to being here, and I finally got to experience this place. Yeah, look, the Holy Bible right here. Got a nice painting of Bigfoot over here. Really awesome looking t-shirts here. The Hide and Seek World Champion shirt. I like that shirt. Walk on the wild side. Sasquatch brand coffee out of Blue Ridge, Georgia. Got more stuff of Bigfoot here and deer. That's a nice little statue of him. A quail and a duck. So if you just want to stay here and just hang out, you guys could take some literature and get yourself a Coke or something and sit down and enjoy the literature of findings of Bigfoot, or even the Bible. Perhaps there might be similarities to Bigfoot in the Bible. The Bigfoot in Joshua. This is a Christmas ornament. Yeah, these are Christmas ornaments. Bigfoot snow globe. Of course, the normal expedition Bigfoot shirt. The hat and the pin. Stickers. Bigfoot family. Wow. These are really cool merchandises here, I have to admit. Patches for your Letterman jackets. More pins. Hot sauce and monster sauce. Wow. And a little more things to add to the museum. A toddler Bigfoot right here. Harry and the Hendersons. I have only watched clips of that movie before, but never seen the entirety of it. Got a fridge magnet. Of course, my favorite, the beer cans. Alright, now I'm hearing that Indiana Jones music. DVDs. Toys. Of course, walking sticks. And images of the Yeti and Bigfoot. So this is a map of the Blue Ridge, Chattahoochee National Forest area. These are just locals that live not far from the museum, and they have reported their coordinates and locations of what they believe they have found Bigfoot or seen or heard, and they come here to the museum and report. People all over the country and parts of the world come here just to tell people here all about what they find or what they have seen or what they've heard. And they make sure they do research and find the best way possible. But this is just locally in the Blue Ridge Mountains area. And that, my friends, was Expedition Bigfoot. This was far by one of the most informational and the most fun museums I have been to in quite a while. And I gotta say, I've learned a lot. And the question is, Do I believe in Bigfoot or not after encountering this thing? The answer may shock you, and I'll tell you at the end of this vlog, because now I am hungry, and I'll tell you after I eat. All right, made my way to historic downtown Ellijay, Georgia, and I would love to go and explore this place, but I really spent more time at the museum than what I wanted to do today as well. But I do plan on coming back here to do a town exploration sometime in the future. But I am hungry and I want to get some lunch. So, right over there is none other than the River Street Tavern, also just simply known as the Tavern. And I hear nothing but great things about this place from locals, and especially from a friend of mine from work, always telling me we should always go to the Tavern for a bite to eat. They said they have really good Reuben sandwiches here, so let's go get a pint and let's get a sandwich. And here we are, the River Street Tavern. On this way, wait to be seated over here.
How you doing?
Hello there. There's the hours of the establishment. And this, my friends, is the Tavern. Just a fun little pub. This is really cool. Got the ceiling full of dollar bills. Plenty of beers on tap right over here. And a lot of craft beers in there as well. And there's a list of the draft beers right here. And then here's the food. Of course, good old wings and queso dip, salads, even a gluten-free section. So if you're looking for something gluten-free, this is gluten-free friendly. And then the list of the sandwiches and the chicken and the burgers. And I am going to go with the classic Reuben sandwich. I hear nothing but good things about it. You even got like a traditional window where the diners and the cooks. You even got a traditional window where the cooks and the waiters and waitresses communicate with here too. And that's really cool. And here it is, my friends. The good old classic Reuben sandwich with the pint of Guinness to go with it. Super duper excited. This looks so good. Alright, the moment of truth. This nice and fresh sandwich. Just look how good this looks. Well, it's nice and steamy. Bon appetit.
That's what it said. Tasty and being almost
This is really good. The crowd's not really too crowdy. The corned beef is perfectly salted. The cheese is great. This is a great sandwich. Cheers, my friend. A fry?
Is that cocktail? Yes.
People here were not lying about this place. This is probably one of the really good Reuben sandwiches I have, and fries, fantastic. I'll come back here again. I can't wait to come back here with some friends. This is great. The waitress took my plate, but that's okay. At least the Guinness could prove that I was very satisfied with that meal. That was fantastic. Well, my friends, now that I got food in my stomach and we are at the end of the vlog, so I think it's time to tell you if I believe in this particular person as a thing that actually exists here on Earth. So we're a little loud by the road here, so I'm going to kind of make my way over that direction, but I think it's appropriate to share my belief if Bigfoot is real or not, encountering this museum and research center. But of course, we'll have the emblem right behind me of what I believe that Bigfoot is real. So, as many of you guys know, I am a Christian. I am a believer of Jesus Christ, that He is my Lord and my Savior. But as you guys know about faith and everything else like that, I gotta say, by encountering this, that I am a believer in Bigfoot. And in a way, I've always kind of believed in Bigfoot to an extent, but I was more like Bigfoot agnostic until I came to this museum and research center, because I just don't think people would actually take time to like make a hoax up just to get money out of things or whatever. There's people all over the world, and many people locally around here have reported the sightings of this behemoth creature around. And I believe that these guys are leftovers of the Nephilim, which were beings that were mated by angels and human beings. So these are leftover sons of angelic beings. This is what I believe. This is my personal belief. You guys could think whatever you want or whatever you guys think, but these are just my personal beliefs. I'm not forcing it on anybody, just kind of keeping the bridge between my belief in Christ and creation and these guys here. So I think these guys are leftover Nephilim from the post-flood portion of things, because the Bible does say about beings mating with the sons of man, which would be human beings. So these are leftover remnants of it. And why do you think they're so hard to find? It's because they could go between the worlds of the spirit realm and the physical world here on Earth. So they're like the best hide and seek champions. And if people, of course, they witness Christ's return and do what they can, but people all over the world are witnessing these creatures. And people have also encountered, as Christians, that feel like they've encountered these guys. All they say is the name of Jesus in full belief, in the belief of Christ, that these guys will not get near them. So, of course, people have witnessed attacks and other things, but the museum kind of covers things that, it keeps the Bible open to these creatures. And that's what I thought was really cool about this museum, is that nothing was really closed off, and it's all about these guys are real and the Bible's not real, does not support these guys. And honestly, there are things in this museum that supported the existence or the possible existence of Bigfoot. So I never encountered Bigfoot, and I hope I never do, but there's many people that have encountered Bigfoot, and this museum and research center has people that have encountered and brought information here. And as what you guys saw on the vlog was that they had people bring forth skulls of giants and stuff, and the Bible talks about giants explicitly in before the Noah's flood and after Noah's flood. So of course we got David versus Goliath, and I'm not sure if Goliath was necessarily a Sasquatch per se, but I will say though, Goliath was a behemoth of a man. So perhaps that these guys are leftover Nephilim or continued Nephilim the post-flood of Noah, and they're here on Earth. So am I a believer of that this guy does exist? Yeah, I believe that to an extent that these guys are real, and they're here. And what do we got to do about it as believers in these guys here? So of course, my thoughts and my beliefs in Jesus Christ will always come first before these guys. But I do believe in demonic deception. I do believe in demons as well, because they're hand in hand of good versus evil, and good spirits and bad spirits. And these guys are definitely not on the right side of these spirits, but I gotta tell you, these guys are real, and these guys have proven it, and a lot of evidence backs up, very convincing evidence. So I always was a believer in Bigfoot to an extent, but just more evidence backs up that this stuff is pretty real. Well, my friends, that's going to end today's vlog at Expedition Bigfoot Sasquatch Museum and Research Center. This vlog was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed this museum. It's just right off of 76 in Blue Ridge, Blue Ridge, Georgia, and off of Ellijay, not far from each other. So this was a fun vlog, and I cannot wait to show you guys some more future adventures. If you guys like this video or any of my local adventures about Dalton, Chattanooga, or anything like that, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, share this video, whatever it does to support this channel. I'll see you guys for more expedition adventures on my channel. Eat well and keep your mind walking. I'll see you guys later. And while I was here, I also bought a couple of things to remember my trip to Expedition Bigfoot. Probably off camera, I will definitely make another adventure out here with some family or friends. Got the t-shirt and the magnet and a pint glass. I'm not going to unravel that, but it's all the same logo of this. But this was one fantastic trip.